First of a two-part video taking charge of a pair of Class 20s on a nuclear flask train. This being 6 Oscar 62 crew sidings to Dungeness power station. Perform part of this nuclear service running empty between Milton Keynes and London. So, once it's loaded up properly, we have to get all of the safety systems switched on. Trying to do it when my laptop's a bit stuttery is a bit difficult. Come on. There's the AWS. Then we get up and put that in, because that means I can then control things. Put the reverser in engine only, and then forward. And I'll just show you what the train looks like by going into photo mode. So we've got the Class 20s, 2311. I haven't set up the lights yet. There's the second one, coupled up, which is 2301. So there's our two Class 20s. And there's the nuclear wagons. They are FNAs, or FNA/D. They are limited to 60 miles an hour. And this is an empty run down to Dungeness, though we're only going to London, and that's not our train. Go back into this mode and switch the headlights to day. Open my window so I can hear when we're ready. Okay, make sure brake is off. There we go, brakes clear. And off we go. Doing almost the full length of the line, going down past Tring, Watford Junction, and down to Willesden Yard, I believe. Let me just check. Willesden Junction. So just outside of Crewe, outside of Euston. Let's open that window as well. Ooh, got the fan on the top moving. Let's just get some screenshots of the two Pendolinos. Which, unfortunately, in this game are not named. That's heading south. That'll be passing us at some point. And that one will be heading north. Yep. Now that I've got my headlights on, and I'm away from the platform, one disadvantage to these doesn't have the logo of DRS on. I do like playing with the horn. We've got the safety systems all switched on. We can accelerate up to 60 miles an hour. I know the display says 100 miles an hour, but these wagons are limited to 60 miles an hour no matter what. So, 17 miles to Tring. We have to slow down as we go through Watford Junction. But, as I said, this is the first of a two-part video. The second part will be the return working with loaded nuclear flask wagons. I don't know whether it'll be the same locos, because it randomises them every time. At some point I'll get the Creators Club done branded Class 20s. I thought I heard something then. Let's go into... Oh, that sounds even louder. GSMR. That's the... Waiting to see the Pendolino go past. It's not coming past, so... One thing you can do with these... Not the seat, door. Is it going to work? Okay, it's decided it doesn't work. There we go. Use the cab door. Can have the door open while we're going. Shouldn't really do it in real life, so I'll have it closed. Okay, we've got double yellows. And we're up to 60 miles an hour. And something is loading in. Just gone over the A5. We can be ever so slightly above speed limit. But we can't seriously speed. The wagons behind us are limited to 60 miles an hour. Going to get a... Okay, power completely off. Bring the speed down. Because the next signal is red. Cleared. Okay. Signal's gone to flashing yellow. Can accelerate back up to 60. As we've just gone through Bletchley. It's somewhere around here is Bletchley Park, which is a rather famous place. I don't think you can actually see it from the railway though, so I don't know. Anyway, it's going to be a... Oh, we're going on to the fast. That's interesting. I wonder why, considering we're limited to 60 miles an hour. Don't want to be powered up as we go across the points. There we go. Oh, a little bit of a stutter there. Right. Let's see why we've been routed onto the fast line. Considering we do have a maximum speed of 60 miles an hour. Maybe there's something on our side of the line. Or on the slow. Well, there's a Pendolino. 129. Just get some random screenshots. Actually, that looks quite a good thing. There's no... On the old BR times, there'd be barrier vehicles. Hello, I'm just having a... Let's get you so that you can see. Out. That means everything can be seen there. There we go. Carry on. Just a few random screenshots. Okay. Oops, speeding. Slow down a little bit. Don't want to be speeding too much. As long as the speedo doesn't go red, I'm okay. Think about there, will keep it at a steady speed. Because I went into photo mode, it reset the mouse. I honestly don't know why we're on the fast line. We haven't passed anything on the slow. And we are the slowest train. Because even a freight goes at 75. Regular freight goes at 75. I just love playing with the horn. Don't need to sound it, I just like sounding it because it's cool. Let's cut the throttle a little bit. Because we're speeding up, and even though we're going uphill still. Yellow signal coming up. I would love to know why it put us on this line. It's not something you normally get. A relatively slow train going on a line that can do 110 or 125 depending on the train. Well, next signal's now gone clear. And the up slow is now a yellow. 2 yellows. So is there something on there that's going really slow? Ooh, just heard some children. Must be a playground. We've got 10 miles before we get to Tring. Which something's loading in. Something's really struggling to load in. For non-tilting passenger trains, this line is 110 miles an hour. We're doing 60. Oh, there's a class 350 in London Midland livery. Okay, that's old. That's the second half. Also in London Midland, and the back. LNWR. Okay, so that's a 12 coach 350 that will be going Northampton route, I believe. See if it's got anything on the display. Not in service. Really? You've got passengers on. Look, you've got passengers who are actually moving their heads. Weird. Supposed to be not in service. Why have you got passengers on? Getting some interesting screenshots. Anyway, let's carry on. Maybe that's not a reason to be on the fast instead of the slow, because that's going on the down slow. I don't know. You can tell this line's meant to be higher speed because it's showing 110 mile an hour as the next speed restriction. And that's almost double the speed I'm doing. We're about to go into the first tunnel on the twin track bore. That might be a reason for putting us on the fast. Make sure that nuclear trains don't go through single track tunnel. Oh, let's have the cab light on so you can see. Didn't realise it was that dark. Turn the cab light off again. The up slow's now got a red signal, so maybe there's a train there? Because we're still on the up fast. There's nothing at this station. Nope. That's now got a yellow. More children playing. I'm actually using headphones so I can hear some of the ambient noise in the background. It's the first time I used headphones to do Train Sim World, because I normally play it just using my laptop speakers. Using headphones, however, okay, next signal is yellow. I'm going to get a buzz. Like that. And the signal on the up slow is red. Okay. 7.5 miles to Tring. So at this speed, 7.5 minutes to get there. That's the only disadvantage to nuclear trains. They are considerably slower. Flashing yellow again. As soon as I saw the yellow exclamation mark, I decided to press the button this time. Okay. Looks like we're crossing back over to the slow line because we've got 260 restrictions, which usually means that the speed's slowing down, or we're crossing lines even. Not speed slowing down. Crossing over to the other line. Yes. We've got feathers on the next signal. Typical. My laptop's decided to freeze when both the horn and the AWS are going. Let's try that again. Or not, because it's now locked up. Something's loading in. Doing the horn when something's loading in does cause a bit of funny sound. We're within the speed limit. We're now going uphill, so I might have to start applying more throttle. I don't know why we went on the fast line. It's weird. Oh, look, a Pendolino. Or is it? Let's have a look at that one. It doesn't look full. Doesn't look like it's fully loaded in. Come on. It is number 1. 390001. Which was known as Virgin Pioneer when it was owned by or operated by Virgin Trains. The first of the Pendolinos. Can't quite make out mine. Can just see the yellow end. Ooh, they skip. Don't notice those things if you're just staying in the cab. Fly under the wires. And head back up to mine. I want to be this side. And get the blue unbranded DRS livery. As I said, I'm going to probably get the branded livery so that before I do part 2, which will either be Wednesday or Friday, though Wednesday's video is likely to be something a little bit different. It depends on whether I can go and do the filming I want to do. Because tomorrow is Shrove Tuesday. There's always something special in Atherstone on Shrove Tuesday, and I want to try and film it. But that all depends on how the crowds are and how I'm feeling. Because I'm actually recording this in advance, so I don't know how I'll be feeling on Shrove Tuesday. But I would like to record the what's known as the oldest ball game in the world. Try and record from outside in. I do not take part. Last year I had a hospital appointment when it was on, so I couldn't do it, or record it, or watch it, or anything. I can't remember what I was doing the year before. It's just, this year, the school half-term falls. There's the train that we had at Milton Keynes. It's finally past us. Because we had to go on the fast line, it's only just past us. Anyway, yeah, I am hoping to film the ball game. Which hopefully will get a few people watching. It won't be really long. It'll just be filming basically what I can see without getting too close. We are 3.2 miles from Tring. Need a bit more on the throttle. We've driven 20 miles. Just shows that I've done a little bit of practice in this loco. That's how I knew how to turn the safety systems on, how to get it going. Next signal is yellow. Soon be getting to Tring Tunnel. I didn't even need the buzz. As soon as I saw the yellow exclamation mark, I pressed the button. Anyway, this is a more gentle video than some of the ones I've been doing. It's basically just sit back, drive the train at 60 miles an hour, follow the signals. Looks like there's a train in Tring Station, because it's a red, so I'm going to have to cut power. And I'm trying to get as many action points as I can. So I don't want to be passing that red signal. Going to get the yellow. There we go. There's a class 350 overtaking us. And that's in both London Midland and LNWR livery. And a 390 going the other way. I'm bringing my speed down nice and gently before that red signal. Because while the nuclear flasks are empty, still don't want to damage the couplings and buffers and everything like that. There's the red. Let's release the brakes a little bit. There's the AWS ramp. Come to a stop. Let's... doesn't give me the option to contact the signaller. Wait for signal to change. Okay, I will. Well, that Pendolino is close. It's just 2 sections behind the 350. Oh, pardon me. I have a feeling we'll be directed onto the fast again. Soon to see. The up fast has got a yellow. Single yellow at the moment. Double yellow. Let's just have a fly around while I'm waiting. Whoa! Okay. Maybe if I creep a bit closer to the signal. Just get the signal down to about 35 yards. Okay. Is there something in Tring Station? Yes. What time's that meant to go? 7:48. We've got a bit of a wait before that's going. So we'll just be sitting here for a few minutes. What's that notice say? High visibility clothing must be worn when leaving cab. It's supposed to say cab, not car. Can't do anything until that Tring to London Euston service departs. Does that switch the flashing lights on? Thought I got the lights in. They are in day, so. That's better. Switched off one of the headlights. Big throttle lever. Okay, that's something I didn't know you could do. I know you can do this. Can rotate the seat so you're facing the other way. Can I adjust my seat height? That's better. Can see more. Okay, let's put it about halfway. About there. That'll do. I didn't even know you could do that. While I'm waiting, put the handbrake on. That way I can release that ready. Where's the... Something's just loading in. Still yellow. Ooh. That's in Northern Rail livery. And it's heading to Birmingham. Trans-Pennine Express. TPE. Bit different. Still a class 350, which are now being taken out of the pool for West Coast Mainline. But it's a bit different livery. I didn't even realise I'd got that one. The only difference is TPE doesn't actually have yellow ends. It has blue. Still waiting until how long we got. It should be giving us a green signal soon. So I'll start releasing that brake. Loco brake's what's holding us in place at the moment. Just keep an eye on the signal. Has the other train actually moved? No. Green signal. Wouldn't normally do that, but it was taking too long. We should now have pretty much clear all the way to Willesden Junction. Get the mouse back to where the horn is. And off we go. There's another Pendolino. That'll be heading to Manchester or Glasgow, Holyhead, don't know where. Somewhere that Avanti West Coast serves. The timetable for the nuclear service is set before the Class 805s, 807s came into service. So won't see any in this journey, unfortunately. Right. Speed building up. That was a ground signal that we just passed. As we go through Tring. That's class 350 just arriving. Next, go via Watford Junction in 13 miles. And there's another Pendolino going north. And back onto the 4-track section. Okay. The fast line has got double yellows. We've got green. Wouldn't normally have to remove another train. It's just, I don't think that was going to be moving. So, we'd have just been stuck there. It does happen, unfortunately. And I wasn't going to sit there for ages, because that would make a really pointless video. Right. 12 miles to Watford Junction, which I believe has a speed limit. We're about to go through Tring Tunnel. And we're at 60 miles an hour. I think there's a tunnel at Tring. I can't remember. It's been a very long time since I've been further south than Milton Keynes in real life. I would like to go and visit the capital again and go by train. It's just rather expensive. At least from where I live. Yep, there is a tunnel. I remembered correctly. Right. We're actually going through a single bore tunnel. Okay. Put the light on so that you can see inside the cab. It's a nice, gentle light. I might as well just leave that on, because I know we've got more tunnels before we get to Watford. There's Hemel Hempstead. And others. So. Ew. I hear siren. Right, it's just faded. Okay. As I said, I've got my headphones on. It's the first time I've played this game with my headphones, so I'm hearing things that I don't normally hear. Because headphones give better sound. Something's loading in. If we pass another impressive train, shall we say. Okay, that turned round pretty quickly and coupled up to something else. Can hear sirens again. And over a bridge and next to a river. Let's have a look there. Ooh. Can we go? Oh. I didn't even know there was that there. Let's... There's my train again. Which station is this? Let's just have a look. I can find out. There's the running inputs. There we go. Berkhamsted. I've not done all the collectibles on this route, so there will be some at places like this that I haven't done yet. Can you actually go in there? No. You can look in, but you can't go in. You can even go down here. Working lift. Wow. Hello. I've got over here now. I can have a better look. That's interesting. I didn't even know that was there. Looks like a farmhouse with old castle. Because there's the that's the motte. There's the farmhouse. There's castle walls. Spun all the way round. There's my two Class 20s and an FNA. There's the other FNA. And there's Berkhamsted Station. And in the distance is that northbound or southbound? Easy way of finding out. Southbound because it's red. Red lights. I'm trying to get in, zoom in on it. Yeah, just going too fast. There we go. That's. Can I zoom? Get the focal point down to there. There we go. Put that back to there. 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 I've never actually seen a nuclear train in real life. Because when they were running on the West Coast Mainline, they didn't tend to come through Atherstone on the Trent Valley. Or at least not at a time that I could see them. Car went over that bridge. More sirens. 9.3 miles to Watford Junction. About 10 minutes. before we get there. Right, release the brakes again. Just using the brakes to make sure I'm not speeding now, while also keeping an eye on signals and seeing if there's any other interesting trains. Unfortunately, don't get rail tours on this timetable. Would be cool to have a rail tour, London to Milton Keynes and beyond, but there's none on this particular timetable, which is a shame. Speed is slowly increasing because we're going down a 1 in 335 gradient. That's 1 foot down in every 335 feet along. It's not the steepest gradient, but it's still quite a noticeable gradient. There's some nice places along this route where you could just stand and watch trains go by and film them in real life. What's that? There's a lake, and I can't go over to it. Can I look up a bit? That's nice. And there's a little house here. There's more houses here. Car with see-through windows. And as with the Great Western Express remaster, steering wheel's on the wrong side. I go to here and first of all get a screenshot like that. I'm going to change the time. That's quite cool with the sun just peeking behind the... No, that's too dark. 9 o'clock. There we go. Let's turn the headlight off again. The headlight's turned off again. It's annoying. Should have turned it back on. It's better. Don't know why it keeps doing that. Switches it into marker lights, which you don't have when you're running on the main line. There's a river again. There's a road over there. Yep, that's a road, not a canal. There's a Pendolino. Which station is this? Let's get a screenshot as we go in, leaving it. So about there. Hemel Hempstead. So we'll be going through a tunnel soon. Get one with the station name in the background as well. I haven't done that route map, look. Which means I've not stopped here before. Nice little bay platform. There's old goods section. And car park with buses. Once again, the cars all seem to have steering wheel on the wrong side. It's the only negative that I've got with the road vehicles in this game. Or at least the ones where you can see inside. Somewhere there is bound to be another collectible. I just want to see if I can see it. There's one. Scarf. You fold them up. And is there an AED? Or a robot? Or whatever? At some point I will get all the collectibles on this route. Don't know when. Let's carry on. We're doing 58 miles an hour. Not yet at Hempstead Heath Tunnel. I think I've still got the internal... Yes, I have. Got the lights on the inside, so that when we do go in the tunnel, it's visible. There's another 350. That's a totally different livery. Wow. Glad I paused that. Special Express. Never seen that one before. It's interesting. And there's a LNWR, which is not in service. Even though it's got passengers on, look, and they're moving. But that Special Express, I don't even remember getting it on the Creators Club. It's a different livery. And that's not in service. But as I said, it's got passengers on, look. I really don't remember saving that. It's an interesting livery, that. I know it's not a genuine livery, because 350s have never carried anything like that. Oh, we're slowing down. Is that the tunnel? Not yet. Where is the tunnel? Okay, there isn't a tunnel. Hampstead Heath must have been further back. Ooh, hello houses. With the security fencing. Next station. Which is impressive. I can look at the station name. Apsley. That actually looks quite good. The nuclear flask train coming through with the tree shadow. It's a nice bridge. What's that? This platform is not in use unless advertised or told otherwise. So why are you walking on it, people? You're not supposed to be in this platform. It's an interesting little station, this. Half of it is still used regularly for commuter services. It's got a modern station building, bike rack, double-decker time machine. That would be an interesting film. Trains to Tring, platform 3. Trains to Watford Junction and London Euston, platform 4. So this is platform 4. It's quite a interesting station. So if they want to get to platform 3, they have to go in through there and over the steps. There's no lift. There's route map board, so I definitely haven't done the collectibles here. 5.4 miles to Watford Junction, so about 6 minutes to Watford Junction. I honestly don't know how long this part of the two-part video will be. Part 2, as I said, will be the return working to Milton Keynes with a loaded flask train, and hopefully I'll have sorted out the DRS logos. Oops, going too low. Let's get a little bit of speed up because we're slowing down. What are we about to go over? Just a road. Something's loading in. I don't know what's loading in, but something is loading in. My laptop is not enjoying what's loading in. The only problem with... Sorry. I'm going to have to get a screenshot of that while it's like that. Now it's fully loaded in. It's the same TransPennine Express 105 again, or 350 105. So it must have done its return journey pretty quick. And it is still coupled up to the London Midland as LNWR. Oh no, this one actually has London North Western. So it's the interim livery. But it was funny that it hadn't fully loaded in. It's also not in service. That's weird. It's amazing how it's not in service. I've just gone past the signal, so the signal's gone to danger. That works. And then go and get a photo like that. And carry on. That was hilarious. I've never seen it not load something in. Keep hearing sirens. I know it's in game. I just don't know where they are. That was off to the left, which is why I looked to the left. There's a factory there, because I can hear the sounds. Ooh, that's a nice house. Be at the next station soon. Can't see anything. Zoom back out. Let's just coast a little bit. That's next station. Heard another siren. And that was off to the right. Some of the roads on this aren't exactly realistic. At least the railway itself is. We'll get to the end of the platform and then we'll see which station this is. There's an aeroplane flying over there, so must be near an airport. Kings Langley. I've never stopped here, as you can tell, because the defibrillator is on the ground. It's a nice looking station. Country, looks like you're in the country. There's, oh, that's because we had a southbound train not too long ago. Let's do that. Carry on. Okay. 3.2 miles to Watford Junction. It's nice. We've got a loop either side of us, designed for very slow moving freight to be passed by passenger services, which I think this one would probably have been looped, though I also think that nuclear traffic would not have to wait around for a long time, especially the full or loaded nuclear traffic. And a normal class 350. Yep, two LNWR liveried ones. It's a 70-mile-an-hour speed limit. Whatever will I do? I can't even go that fast. Trying to get the speed up a little bit. Because even after Watford Junction, we've still got a few miles before we get to Willesden. Here's tunnels. Sounds like there was a train on the fast lines. Oh well. And my laptop's frozen, so something's loading in. That's better. The nice comforting glow of an old incandescent bulb. There's the end of the tunnel. I think this is Watford Tunnel. Oh, we're speeding. At least the lights are actually illuminating the track ahead. Or the tunnel. As we go through this relatively long tunnel. My laptop is definitely not enjoying what's loading in. We're now relatively close to Watford Junction, and which means we're on the edge of London. Let's get the speed back below 60. This is quite a long tunnel when it's stuttering. Going the other way for part 2 shouldn't stutter as much. Ooh, suddenly got a little bit of shine on the roof and the rails. I am hoping that the northbound run doesn't have this stuttering issue. It's because the timetables add a lot more services in, whereas if I'm doing scenarios, there's less other trains, or fewer other trains, to be more grammatically correct. Okay. Watford Junction does not have a speed restriction that will affect me. That's good. I can just go through at wagon speed. Let's just see if I can zoom in a bit. Can't see anything in the station at the moment. I can hear something, but I don't think it's a train. Let's go back to normal mouse thing. Okay, something is trying to load in. I don't know what. But here's Watford Junction Station. Which is the station that Pete Waterman and Railnuts modelled for making tracks for. Come on, I'm pressing the button. Thank you. My laptop really doesn't like this. I'm not going to just give up doing this. I'm going to keep going until I get to Willesden Junction and the end of the run. Hopefully, the northbound run will be smoother. I won't find out until I actually do it. Main issue is there is a lot of scenery now between here and the end of the journey, and it needs to be loaded into memory, so it'll just keep stuttering. I can't help it unless I spend an absolute fortune getting a lot more memory. It's not actually... It's not my CPU struggling. It's actually the system memory that's struggling. So that's why it is stuttering. Problem with trying to upgrade memory on a laptop, it's a lot more expensive than on a desktop. It's the first time in a while that I've had this issue. So, just shows that this timetable is very intense for driving. I would like to go into external mode, but I can't go into photo mode at the moment because my laptop is really struggling. Yay, we've gone through the we've got 11 miles before Willesden. That's about 12 minutes. Plus stopping for photo mode. Come on, I wanted to go into photo mode. Thank you. Takes its time. Just have a quick look around. You've got the third rail line, which is the DC lines, which deviate from the West Coast Main Line. They go off slightly to the right here. They are modelled, and you can drive trains on them. Just had a police car go past, going the wrong way up a one-way road. This DC line is completely modelled, all the way into London, Euston. You can actually drive it. I might do that as a free roam. Drive from London Euston to Watford Junction along the DC line. And then you've got the lines off this way, which I've never really looked at. Don't know where these ones go. This is Yard. Here's more of this. Okay. Is there any collectibles along this bit? No. There's loading stuff. I've never looked up here. 20-mile-an-hour limit. Wonder where this goes. Wonder how much of it is actually modelled. Not much. Can't go any further than that. Okay. Don't know where that line goes. I've never looked on a map. Didn't even know there was a platform on this line. So, that's cool. Can I go over this way? Look. Trampoline. Swing set. It's a bit of fun. There's also another line here. Is it possible to get onto this bit? Yes. You can go underneath. And it's got elevators. Or lifts. Whatever you want to call them. Okay. I've never actually looked down here. That's Watford Junction. station building with offices above it. It's quite an interesting... I didn't even realise that was part of the station building until doing that. I haven't done that defibrillator. You can tell I've not actually stopped here. I don't know if you can actually use the lifts on this. I've never looked. Waiting area. I've never actually stopped and looked around this station. There's the way down to the entrance. I might have to just randomly look at all the different stations on the line. I've done the map. Let's see if I can bring that in. Right, that bit where it says Watford High Street is where the DC line goes. We have got to go down to Willesden Junction, which is just before Kensal Green. So, still quite a bit of driving to do. Let's just get another screenshot before we continue. Right, let's carry on. Yeah, I've never actually looked around the station, so that was a first for me. We now pull away from the DC lines, which go off that way. Another siren in-game. Over a... Ooh, is that Watford Common? Don't know where the sirens are, but... I might do a random drive of Class 20s along the DC line. Just as something a bit different. But that'll be probably next week. And it'll be on a free roam rather than timetable. Because timetable, as you can see, it does stutter. Okay, we need a bit of throttle because we're slowing down because we're going uphill. And something's just loaded in. We've got 10 miles to Willesden Junction. Or Willesden Junction, however you pronounce it. And my laptop is really not liking this. We're on an embankment. There's the .350 and a little bit of artifacting then. Nice little town or village or whatever. Can I get a... It doesn't let you get far enough away. No, it doesn't. I wanted to get a picture with the bridge underneath. I just don't think it'll let me go over that way anymore. Ooh, it is. Just have to pull over here to do it. That'll do. And carry on. Typical. We're at another station. Which is... That's weathered. 350, 104. Bushy Station. I saw a non-placed route map. There's the way to Overground, which is here. I haven't actually got the correct trains to run on this, which are London Overground services. Can run a Class 20 up it, because London Underground, London Overground do use Class 20s. It's a nice little station, this. Let's carry on. As the 8-car 350 goes in the other direction. Need a bit more power. Yeah, something else loading in. If I had either Suffragette line or Mild Mail line, the overground trains would be spawning. Unfortunately, I don't. So, won't get them spawning in at the moment. Something is spawning in, but I don't know what. It'll be about 11 minutes, 12 minutes in-game time before we reach Willesden Junction. Or Willesden. I don't know how it's pronounced. I'm not a Londoner. So I genuinely don't know how some of the places are pronounced. I'm deliberately doing this angle so I can see track ahead as well as if a train's coming up from behind. Now I'll just face forward. Drive how a loco driver is meant to be. Going to head out view. 5, 6 frames a second. And another siren. Nothing coming from behind. I still don't know why we did that section of line on the up fast. Because you wouldn't expect that with such a slow-moving train to go on the fast. We didn't pass anything. So I don't know why it was done. It's an interesting structure. Ah! It's a underground or overground station. It's just keep on going until we get to Willesden or Willesden Junction. Cutting throttle when it lets me. And now it will just coast a little bit. The overground lines are slightly elevated there. Don't notice that when you're driving high speed. Will you stop spinning all the way around? There's another interesting structure with graffiti on it. I'm probably going to try and stay in this view until we get to Willesden now. I don't think we pass any interesting other services now. Because I don't think there's any rail tours. So it's just a case of driving in head out view. Something is loading in. It's a pity that the overground doesn't get trains without you having to pay a fair bit of money for a comparatively short route, or 2 short routes. When you compare it to this route, Preston to Carlisle, the upcoming Crewe to Preston, and upcoming Trent Valley lines. Those are significantly longer than either the Suffragette line or the Mildmay line. Okay, a little bit of braking because we're going downhill slightly. So I want to bring the speed down a bit. Thought I could hear a train then. Other than the one I'm driving. No, it was the brakes. Okay. First time I noticed the brake sound. Anything on that platform? Nope. 6.6 miles to Willesden. That's got a yellow on the DC line. Okay. Funny warble in the sound then. Almost sounded like a bird. Perhaps a warbler. Train going past us. It's got the wrong pantograph up. It's supposed to be the rearmost pantograph that's up, not the leading one on a Pendolino. And it's probably got the driver in the back cab rather than the lead cab. I've noticed that on another route. The locos all face the same way, but if they're going the opposite way, then the driver is in the rear cab, not the lead cab. Funny noises again. Don't know which station this is. I'm not going to pause and look because my laptop is starting to struggle at the moment. I can just do this. Go into map mode. It is Harrow and Willesden. Northern end of the Bakerloo line. Wow, class 377. That's a bit different. We are now likely to see London Underground trains on the far line, as we did see sitting in the head shunt. So I may decide to get a screenshot of them. I want to get the 377 while I'm still relatively close. Because I haven't got a screenshot of a 377 at all. At least not since I've started doing photo mode to get them. So, 377 is also known as an electro star. And it's southwest or southern, isn't it? Yeah, southern. Don't know where that'll be going. Maybe Watford Junction? You gonna make me move? No, you're gonna freeze. Thank you. There's that. And then over here, we have the London Underground train. Number 3266, which has terminated here. So there shouldn't be anyone on it. And for once, an out-of-service train actually has no one on it. There's the buffer stop, because from here it stops being underground ability and it's all overground. So it's actually pulling in still at this point, because he has to set back to go into the station. Can route hop from here to the Bakerloo line. Which I do have, because that was available on Train Sim World 2. In fact, it was one of the default routes for Train Sim World 2. It's a nice poster. Barbados. All-inclusive holiday. And then you've got London the Musical. Okay. Let's carry on. I want to stick with head-out view, if I can. So I'll go... That'll do. Actually, a little bit further back, so I can see some of the cab. There's a underground train heading away from us. That'll be stopping at the next station. I wish I could do both tones of the horn without having to be in the cab. Unfortunately, I haven't got the controller or control system that is designed specifically for this game. It's basically designed to be like a modern loco cab. What I'm going to do is go into photo mode in a second and get a photo of that underground train. When I can do that. Kenton, which is a route that you can, or a station you can stop at on Bakerloo line. It's going to Elephant and Castle. Got my train just appearing in the background, and there's a 8 coach 350 LNWR. And of course, my laptop decides it's going to start playing up as I zoom in towards it. Also not in service, but there's people on it. This is 350-123, which I've actually ridden in real life. And 116. Can see the difference in the livery. Anyway, carry on. 4.3 miles. Next signal is yellow. Should soon be at Willesden Junction. Camera moved. I'll go up here. That way I won't get pushed out the way. Thank you. Now I'll go back down. That's not a bad view. Got that chirp again. Don't know what it's from. And let's go back in the cab for the last 3 miles. There's another underground train. That's heading up to Harrow and Willesden. Decided I'll shut that window. Makes things a little bit quieter for me. More sirens. Okay, 3.3 miles. Next signal is yellow and then red. So we'll have to stop in the platform. That's okay. I can start braking now. It's then 15 miles an hour as we go into Willesden Junction Yard. There's another station for the underground next to us. No trains in it. I saw the AWS alert come up, so I was prepared to stop, or prepared to press the button. Little bit of stuttering as we're loading in more stuff. 2.8 miles. We'll be going into the yard at Willesden Junction. I really don't know how to pronounce it, so please do not write in the comments. Well, you can say how it's pronounced, just don't tell me off for pronouncing it 2 different ways. Okay, we need to apply the brakes a bit more. There's a Pendolino. Next signal is red, because that's the banner repeater for it. Still red. It's come to a stop. Or not. because it's just cleared. I'm not going to be speeding because we've got a 15 mile an hour speed limit going into the yard. And this, I believe, is I need to look. Which station is it? Wembley Central. Get a picture of us going through Wembley. There's a very famous football stadium around here. I don't know where. Never been there. Okay, we're going a bit quick. We've got a few meters until the 15, so we want to bring the speed down. And then release the brakes. Four car 350 in LNWR livery. There's the 15 mile an hour speed limit board. As we go into the yard. There's another Pendolino heading north. Make sure I don't speed. Speed limit here is 20, but it goes down to 10 soon. So I don't want to be speeding. I wish I knew how to apply the... There we go, loco brake. I can use the keyboard to do that. Okay, we're going to the left a bit more. A little bit more on the loco brake to bring speed down a bit more. There we go. This is where the London Underground goes to the other side of us. So it goes underneath. And then is on the far side of the yard. Okay, 10 miles an hour. Let off the loco brake a bit. I'm using the loco brake to manage the speed because it's easier. Right, we've got green signals. We've got 1.8 miles at slow speed. Not much in the yard. There's the depot where the Pendolinos sit. 1.7 miles. It'll take a bit of time because we're going quite slow. Ooh, there's a freight. An intermodal by the look of it. As I said in the Great Western Remaster video, the only thing that lets down the freights in this, the containers are not weathered. In real life, they are quite heavily weathered. They wouldn't be that bright. They'd be grimy. So they could do with being weathered. Make them more realistic. I mean, if locos can be weathered, why can't freight wagons? Seems to be a lot of sirens on this route. You don't notice when you're going through at speed. But when you're going at 60 miles an hour or slower, you definitely do notice. There's a shed on front of the sheds. Shed being the nickname for Class 60. I'm just going to coast. I've got the engine on the throttle with on, which meant my speed was slowly increasing. Still slowly increasing when I take it off, but not as much as it was. Oh, there isn't a Class 66 on the front. It's just loaded wagons just sitting there. Release the brake. Still got just under 1.5 miles to go. And most of it is going to be quite slow. Be able to go up to 15 miles an hour shortly. Speeding up again. But still within speed limit, so green signal. The one after that is yellow, then yellow, and it'll be red. Would not want to overshoot this next buffer stop. Go into this view and see why. Apart from the overhead electrification pole right at the end of it, if you pushed through that, it'd be down there. That'd be a bit nasty if you went through that. There's a car. Actually heard a car. .2 miles. A little bit of flange squeal. We can go up to 15. Or even 20. The underground lines are all the way over there in the far distance. As I said, I might do a free roam where I drive Class 20s up that line. Top and tail with a few Mark 1s. this video should soon be finishing. As is now standard for these videos, it will finish with screenshots I've been taking during the run. And screenshots are set to high definition or high detail. So they come out looking gorgeous. Apart from that one with the half invisible class 350, that'll be weird, but I'm still including it on the video. Part 2 will be either Wednesday or Friday, depending on the ball game. And that'll be going in the other direction with loaded flask wagons, FNAs. Trying to slow down without using the main brakes, because oh, we're going under the line. It's interesting. Didn't even know you could do this. We're going down quite a steep gradient. I've got the loco brakes on full. Now taking them off because we're about to go uphill. That was an interesting bit. I've never done that. Didn't even know you could go under the main line there. Upper one in 66, so I need a bit of throttle. Otherwise I'll stall. We got 0.7 miles. There's the West Coast Main Line. And we've got just over half a mile. Gonna get a yellow signal buzz. Now. So I clear it off before the sound. Let's cut throttle back a bit so that I can stop at the correct place. Up relief. You are. That's where we're heading. Let's see if there's anything coming. Why have you gone all the way round? Nothing coming that way. Something's loading in. I don't know what. It's taken over an hour. In-game hour. Because we left Milton Keynes at 7:22. And it's now 8:27. It's not been a bad run, apart from my laptop struggling with the memory issues. Let's close the window. I can turn the internal cab light off now, because we're not going through any more tunnels. We're now at Willesden Junction. So we want to be starting to apply the brakes when we are nearly at the stopping point. Don't want to do a signal past at danger, like the end of that 4.25 hour long video. Bring the speed down. Get the AWS. And we should stop in exactly the right place. When it's ready. Hello, Pendolino. There we go. That should have finished it. It's just frozen. There we go. We have arrived at Willesden Junction. And that will be the end of this part of the run. I'm just waiting for it. There we go. That's what I wanted. Yeah, we sped a little bit. Objective completed, 250. Used safety systems, 5,280. Not appropriate for correct cab setup. Speeding minus 780. Accuracy bonus, 480. Still get a platinum medal. And there's no stop accuracy needed. So, hope you've enjoyed that. Part 2 will be coming. And I'll show you where it will be once we've gone through this. Hopefully I will have downloaded the DRS livery for the Class 20s as well, so that it's not just plain blue. Because it doesn't look realistic with them just being plain blue. They do have the DRS compass on them. Class 20/3. Right, it's loading slowly. Let's see. The return journey is actually much later in the day. It's after 3 o'clock. So, we'll see. For that one, as I said, it'll either be Wednesday or Friday. It depends on how much filming I get done with the ball game. At the moment, I don't know how much I'll be doing. And as you can tell, I'm filming this during the period that the Dovetail Games Festival of Rail is taking place. That's how I got the nuclear train, because it was on 50% off. I've got Northern Transpennine. I've got the San Bernardino line. The one I haven't got is the Bahnstrecke Salzburg to Rosenheim. It's not really one that appeals to me. So, didn't feel like getting it. There are some routes that are on sale until today, because it is the 12th that I'm filming this, that I like the look of, I just can't afford. So I'll wait until the next sale, if I've got money. Just have to wait for this to go into the timetable. Then I'll show you the second part of the video, or what it will be when it's loaded. It's just taking ages. Really taking ages. Come on. I think my laptop's decided it doesn't like having so much memory being used. Well, obviously it doesn't want to load up. So, oh, it's actually working now, just as I was doing that. Okay, so we're now in the timetable screen. The next one will be this, 1618, 6 Mike 95, Dungeness Power Station to Sellafield. I'll be recording that in the coming days. I don't know when. I'm not doing it right now because it'll take too long. Anyway, need more points to get. I could just about do it, but yeah. Basically, yeah. Next video will be part 2, or next train sim video will be part 2 of this run, which will be London to Milton Keynes with the Class 20s and the FNA wagons in loaded form. As I said, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you join me for part 2, and until next time, be seeing you.
Productions. Filming trains and events that happen in town.
Wearing his red trilby, Dale can be seen with cameras 3 all set up.
Steam trains and diesels, electrics and freights.
Dickens and fireworks, tractors at Christmas.
Warbler Productions.